Hey guys, how you doing? I wanted to touch on the subject of depression with Asperger's. I don't know if I've actually discussed much about it. The truthfulness is, I actually don't feel like I've actually experienced um, a really strong connection with depression. I did go through a depressive stage when I was a bit younger. Okay. Anyway, this little one over here, that's just been comfy on the bed, was actually my little saving grace when I went through a little depressional stage. That's when Mum bought her and gave it to me on my 16th birthday. So, not sure if she brought me out of it, but she definitely enlightened my life. It seems to me that the depression can usually be overcome through changing your environment, also being self-aware of yourself and checking to see if you have a lot of anxieties or fears or expectations that you're not making up to, and be realistic about what your capabilities are and who you are. You got to start with your small steps before you can make big ones. Anyway, recently met a few people lately who have Asperger's, and it was interesting to see that they were doing quite well, even though they were still they were struggling, but they were doing quite well considering. I have to say that I didn't really feel like I went through depression because, frankly, I never got to I was never a suicidal kind of level of depression, but also my depression was always negated by my logic. Basically, every time I had a destructive thought, my logical side of me, which is more dominant in me because of the fact that my emotions didn't develop better until later. But basically, the logic would just be like, "What? That doesn't make sense at all. How is that working at all? That's obviously useless information," and would throw out negative thoughts that were in my head. But it didn't change the fact that I was feeling quite blue and down a lot of the time at the point. Anyway, you need to find your niche, basically. You need to find something to grab onto. Mine was a simple desire to actually improve my skills and make friends. Like, that's all it was. I wanted friends around me. I wanted to experience life with them, and I wanted to go do it then and there. And, well, 25, 26 years old now, and that's like 10 years since Little Depression, and, well, pretty successful now. I mean, like, I've got the competency and social skills to go overseas and make friends at the drop of a hat, and develop relationships over time. Like, I'm actually heading back to Thailand on the 30th, and I'm really looking forward to it. I actually miss the people I made friends with there that are still there, and I really miss diving. Which, I'll tell you what, I think I could actually live without having a lot of friends and a lot of people in my life. I think I could deal with that, so long as I had diving, because frankly, I really like diving. Scuba diving is amazing. There's so many bits about it that are enjoyable. I like discovering things that I've never seen underwater before, and taking people down there is so amazing. Getting to show more. Anyway, I'm getting off subject. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to depression, the worst thing you could do is sit there and listen to it. Don't sit there and listen to it. Like, be aware of it, understand it, and see if there's any emotions or habits that you have developed in your mind that are creating the depression more or less or whatnot. Be aware of all those things, but the best medicine is to get up and do something. Get up and even if you feel like you're dragging your feet, get up, leave your house, go somewhere where you've never been before, and do something there. My usual my usual tactic is to sneak off down to the coffee shop, and that's where I usually write my thoughts about these videos down, and I create something for you guys to listen to, which I hope you guys enjoy, because I sometimes feel like it's a bit rude to put ideas onto people. Like, you know, when religion kind of gets in the situation in a conversation and someone's forcing it upon you. I don't really particularly like that kind of information delivery. It feels forced and unnatural, and it doesn't sink in very well. So I'm just basically giving you my experiences and my advice on the situation, and I'm leaving it to you guys to try it out and find out if it works for you or not. Anyway, depression is a problem for a lot of people, but it's a manageable problem. And I don't believe you should manage it with drugs. That's probably the worst thing to do. I know for a fact, I was on Zoloft for a while, and it really helped with my anxieties of my social anxieties. This was quite a few years ago when I was younger. But I lost my best friend when that happened, when I was on that. And about a month or two after I lost my best friend, I realized that I wasn't actually dealing with some of my emotions. Not that I wasn't trying to deal with them. There's the fact that they weren't there. They were being suppressed by the Zoloft. And so I took myself off the Zoloft, and my body recuperated from it. And then the emotions started popping up, and I actually dealt with them. And it was such a relief. Anyway, what I'm saying is, tablets and medications, they are a strategy, not a solution. A solution is you dealing with it. And I know it's not easy for a lot of people, but you gotta practice and you gotta go at it, and you gotta keep hard. It just takes time. I've spent so much time on my own development, but it's been totally worth it. I mean, I'm pretty confident in every field that I wanted to be. I'm actually getting to a point where I actually want to develop in areas where I have trouble working with, like writing and well, mostly just writing, but areas like that, and mathematics and a few other things. Oh yes, I have Aspergers, and I'm not a big fan of mathematics. I'm actually a huge fan of pattern recognition. My skills rely on that, not in actual mathematics. Anyway, I just wanted to do a small vid on this because I'm going to do an elaborate vid on emotional basing, which is basically the reason you base anxieties and habits off a fear you have that is deep down. And that's a fair bit more complicated than this. But it's basically almost the same subject in a way, because most depressions start from anxieties and fears, and yeah, so I'm going to start working on that one now. Enjoy.